Alright, I'm going to go over the theme options for the camp theme. So if we go under our dashboard and we go under appearance, theme options, we have a whole bunch of tabs in there. Let's start with basic. So the basic is pretty simple. The first one is copyright, and that is all this information down here. So feel free to remove copyright, all that kind of stuff. And designed by when you purchase the theme, it's yours. So I get a couple questions about that. No worries on that. So the next thing I want to go over is this enable or disable hover icons. Basically, when you have hover over images, you get zoom and article icons. If you want to get rid of that, just go right under here and say no hover icons. And there's just two options, one for shop and one for all other pages. So if I save that, I refresh, I now have the no hover on there. So it's really simple for that. Then search. This one's a little trickier. Well, not trickier. It's a little more obscure. Is search. So by default, we have a search bar up here, and you can delete that right here at the bottom. But there's this search all pages are just products. So right now, if I type search in, let's say blog, I'll get the page, I'll get blog posts and products, everything will just show up under there. But if you just want to search products, which is what we have in the live preview, then I can search for sporting goods, for example. How about I try bowling? Actually, that's a product. Then I'll get just our shop products. So you can play around with that, and it just kind of depends on whether your shop's heavy in on products or heavy on page content. Just edit that right there. The next one's shop, and I cover this in our the WooCommerce videos. Real self-explanatory. Same with blog and portfolio. I cover this in our blog, using the blog and setting up our portfolio. It's basically just a couple templates that you can play around with in text, and removing sidebars basically is the main thing if you want to remove sidebars from certain pages. Then there's widgets, and the first one's enable or disable footer widgets. And by default, it's already disabled anyways because you don't have any widgets in there. But if you want to just remove all of your widgets very quickly, you can just disable them. Then there's a bunch of links. So I'm just going to type a bunch of text in there. Or actually, yeah, I'll just put a bunch of text so I can show you what actually shows up. And if I save this, you'll notice where these icons will show up. And they show up right here in our header. You might be wondering, why is it under widgets? And that's because if you use the social media widget, it's the same icon text. So that's where it's at. It's basically a widget slash header. Sorry, I keep clicking too many times. Widget slash header area for the social icons. Then there's appearance, and I'm going to get to this at the end. I'll probably have a couple videos dedicated to appearance because it's very detailed. Then there's tools. We'll go over tools, and that's basically, there's a couple SEO things at the top. If you wanted to customize just the homepage title, you can do so there in the meta description. I always recommend just going with an SEO plugin if you really want to get deep in there, but this is kind of a good solution if you want something quick and you don't want this giant 1,000 option SEO plugin. Then we've got a tracking code. You can insert your Google Analytics. You don't need the script tags. Everything else will go in there. 404 message, so if you go to a page that doesn't exist, this is the text it displays. All of it can be customized there. And then a couple boxes if you want to type in some custom CSS. So if you want to like div and then margins and etc., you just type it straight in there. And same with the JavaScript. You don't need any style tags or anything like that. Then the last one, slider, and we went over this as well under featured slider. So that will cover all of your theme options. Really easy. Now I'm going to move under appearance tab and record a couple other videos. Just a brief rundown on appearance. It covers all of the appearance. So everything from the logo all the way down to colors and fonts and all that kind of stuff. So I'll have a whole 5-minute video just dedicated directly to the appearance panel next.